All right, guys, let's get into it. This is going to be War 2 of the season and War 11 actually. I combined these two because I only had 4 fights in each. So just made for a 15-minute video instead of 2 7-minute videos, more or less. Let's see. So CADBL was the first one here, and then the second one is DSVG. On the CADBL war, I had 9A and 6B. I did Kingpin, Hood, Nimrod. So Kingpin for 9A, Nimrod for 6B. Let's see, Knull, Jabari on 9A, and then Nimrod for all of 6B. And then the second war I had for DSVG was rolling Doom and White Mags, and then Nimrod as well. I had Sorceress on 1A, and then Mojo on the strike counter mini, and then who was it? Oh, Jabari on 2A along with Havok. And that was it. Pretty straightforward. Actually, the trickiest fight was kind of Sorceress, honestly. I thought it was going to be Mojo, but Sorceress was a little more tricky than I thought. Yeah, and I'll get into the strategy for each fight in just a minute. The White Mags pre-fight was for Mojo, and the Limber Mini on Boss Island in the event that we needed a White Mags pre-fight. We had other players with White Mags, but it's always good to have him. And he gives Nimrod some ability accuracy increase, I believe. But anyway, let's get into it. So this first fight, we had Kingpin versus Knull. Still don't know a whole lot about Knull other than he just degens you. Dueled him a little bit, but ultimately didn't want to mess with the L1. So there's a lot of just blocking in this. The whole block tactic to try to keep him from throwing the L1. So basically bash, little wake up intercept there. And then hold block once he gets to a bar of power. Try to prevent him from throwing that level 1. Big boosted just because an unfamiliar defender, and then man, that L2, all that power back, and that was pretty much it. I mean, this fight was way easier than I thought it would be. So that's good. Got some experience versus Knull since I have none. Second fight, Jabari. She's I don't really think she's the greatest defender. She can bleed you, and sure, she can turn your decks off if she purifies, I think, 10 debuffs or something to that effect. But ultimately, she's pretty squishy, and she's just not that hard. Her heavies, you can counter her heavy pretty easily. You can step back, intercept her, just like what's his name, Killmonger or Darkhawk. So yeah, she's fine. I guess she can catch you, but this fight actually took a lot longer than I would have hoped. I should have just rolled right in, but yeah, this indestructible slowed me down here, especially at the end. Like, got a little incinerate on me there, but it's not a big deal. Dropped the L2. I thought this was gonna kill her, but nope. Good old indestructible. So yeah, I had to wait that out. Just playing it safe, you know. It's war, so don't want to make mistakes. But although Kingpin, he can make a ton and survive. And there we go, ended. And then we roll right into 6B here with Nimrod. And he just, man, I get that these nodes are kind of meant for mutants because of the prowess, but man, Nimrod just slays. It's just a cheat, man. So yep, loaded up. Got tech boosts, and I immediately switched to Blitz protocol to just start getting rid of those prowess. Yep, and then basically neuter APOC straight away. And we're at 9. I think I switch modes here, or maybe I wait till I get to 10 so I can get to Eradicate Protocol. There it is. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Didn't get any shock. I think it was at 9, and I was in Titan, so I didn't get the shocks. Either way, it doesn't matter. I was still getting familiar with Nimrod at this point. I think this is actually my first war with Nimrod, because this was technically the second war of our season, and I think it was the first one I actually used Nimrod. I don't remember. Gotta get those heavies in. You know I love some corner heavy spam. Yeah, and he's such a tank, man. If you stack those armors, it's ridiculous. He doesn't have the biggest health pool, but it's not tiny. It's just not a lake like a lot of the science champs or the big champs. But it's all right. Those armors, you stack those up, and it's just solid, super tanky. And this right here was for the Domino node. I highlighted these because this is really, really cool. The node actually has Hard Knock Life. But because he's ability accuracy immune versus mutants, so I highlighted those two abilities in his kit and the node, and he could just parry at will. You know, it's no issue versus mutants. So yeah, he just wrecks Domino, completely bleed immune. I mean, you can't lose. It's, you know, you can't die. It's pretty ridiculous. So I just parried her a bunch. I switched to Blitz straight away to go ahead and clear any prowess. Again, still getting familiar with Nimrod here, so I wasn't even at 10 protocol charges. Getting all reckless with the heavies, because why not? Super boosted, and she doesn't do anything. Man, this war was just cakewalk. And that was it for the CADBL. I think we won that one too. Don't remember. And then so we're moving on to this recent war, DSVG. Dueled all my opponents, but definitely dueled her. The tricky part that I didn't consider was the L1 spam, which procs slow, which basically means that Doom can't get Aura of Hazarath up, so he won't have unblockable L1s. And I like to wake up intercept with those. Can't do it though, because I have slow on me the entire time. The silver lining though is that the slow is active, which I thought it was passive from her, but I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it's both. Either way, I had active slow on me pretty much all match, starting now. And, you know, willpower heals, so that's fun. But yeah, like normally if I had a bar of power right there and I knocked her down, I'd dash in with the wake up intercept and hit her with the L1 unblockable, but can't do that because all that's slow. So didn't really account for that. So this was I was a little cautious, you know. She's got the rotating unblockable from the node when the Regan comes up every 20 seconds or whatever it is. But otherwise it's pretty clean, super safe with Doom. And obviously Doom he's Doom. I mean, super tanky, best Mystic by far in the game. Yeah, he's Doom. He's super badass. And I think I nullified maybe one of her Regans because I don't remember it coming up as frequently as it normally does with the unblockable. But yep, one and done. Moving on, next fight, I got Mojo. This I brought white mags for so I could put that pre-fight on him. So I get that passive parry and just not mess with the node because it's got masochism on it. Strike counter fury, it's always fun. I fought a Jugs here when this node when they changed it to strike counter. And I had She-Hulk and I just mistimed an L1 evade, completely ignored the node. Yeah, and stacked 13 Furies, and that L1 was like a 100k L1, and yep, it was fun. Shout out to BC for always never let me live that down. It's all about the fights that we lose though, isn't it? But yeah, this fight, man, I think I lost 1% health in this fight. I just stuck with the L1s, L2s. I didn't even bother with the L3 rotation. Didn't need to. The fight was going well. So I just, you do what works. And max MD always. So any of those armors that would come up from the node after 10 hits, I think, nullified or staggered, and just one buff with max MD essentially gives you power, especially with Doom. It gives you power whenever you need it. So it's a huge asset. And honestly, like running any Mystic, I just don't even like to use Mystics if I don't have max MD. Level 4 on some, I get it. Morningstar, Voodoo maybe, a couple others. But ultimately, it's got to be max. Max or GTFO. So here we go. Yep. Mojo, what a chump, right? Just getting wrecked. Incinerates, beat down his block. No, okay. Well, and then, yeah, that was it. Just crushed. Moving on, and then I got 2 more fights for this war. Jabari, I was a little worried about her because she's not a mutant, so this, the node, where is it? The Hard Knock Life, defensive ability accuracy does apply to Nimrod because she's not a mutant, so yeah, I was a little cautious. But ultimately, the game plan was to parry first so she purifies, and then there's a window before she gets that cleanse back up. So parry to purify, and then immediately follow up with some 3, 4, 5 parries to stack those armors. L1 start, because I'm always a fan of that. It's that or invulnerability, but often I go with the L1 start. So I'm at 6 armors. I've got the 5 disorients on me, but they only last 15 seconds. So the plan was to just basically let them roll off. I'm at 7 armors. Can't really parry her because I don't want any more of the disorients. So I just have to like let the protocol charges naturally gain or build, which is every 11 seconds, unless you're throwing parries in there. But I didn't want her to get to 10 hunt charges or whatever those are, because then my dex doesn't work and can be problematic. There it is. Drop that L2, get the 20-minute unstoppable, and just do whatever I want. And then another one, and that was just it. So yeah, I did a bunch of duels for this fight, but yeah, it's probably good that I did, but you could have been a little more reckless if I wanted to. And then the Havok fight, I wasn't too worried about this. It's Havok, as long as you have armors up, you're fine. You don't get plasma detonated, and provided he doesn't go L3, because if he goes red, man, that L3 will pretty much kill anyone. So it's typically invulnerability and L3, 33% reduction boost, but that's only if he's just stingy and doesn't cooperate for specials. But yeah, even with the, I think this one is when you dash back, you gain that disorient, but I don't think it works. I'm not exactly sure the interactions on this node, but you can see at some point there's a bunch of immune that comes up. The callouts may have already have, there it is, immune. So I don't really know what that is. Is that like the disorients actually proccing on me but not working? I don't know. If one of you guys can figure that out and put it in the comments, it'd be great. I was a little confused because there's a bunch of immune callouts and but anyway, yeah, this is it for me, guys. Straightforward. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully it can help you guys out in war. Anyway, we'll see you later. Peace.